Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Frank, and in front of me, we have the 2024 Chevy Traverse Z71. Let's go ahead, let's get into this review because I am very excited to finally get my hands on this thing. I do want to thank Millennium Chevy for lending me this beautiful Traverse. If you are interested in this one, I'll link in the description below. Let's go ahead though. Let's start off this review underneath the hood, of course. So keep in mind, this is gonna be the same exact engine across every single trim model Traverse that's out there. It's gonna be a 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder turbo producing 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive, and your gas mileage is gonna be city 17, 25 on the highway, and combined, you're gonna be looking at about 20 miles an hour. Let's go ahead though, let's close this up. There's not too much to look at underneath here. As you can see, it's a relatively simple layout under here. So let's go ahead, let's close up that hood, and let's jump onto the front styling. Now, starting on the exterior of the new Traverse, as you can see, complete redesign and refresh. Thank you, Chevy. Here we go. We are now in 2024, and this thing looks like it came from now. It looks really good. I think Chevy did a really good job, and when we jump onto the interior, I think you guys are going to agree a little bit more too on that. So this is the Z71 trim model. As you can see, it is meant for, you know, off-roading. Looks like a Suburban. It looks like the Tahoes. We have your new LED running day headlight right here. Looks absolutely phenomenal, integrated into the front grille, and this lower chrome piece right here ties in your black Chevy bow tie right here. Again, same thing on this end. You have this black large grille on the front end. Same, very similar design to previous Chevys, very similar design to the Tahoe and the Suburban, like I had mentioned. You have your Z71 badge right here. Of course, moving on a little lower, as you can see, we have a few more silver accents added in here, like on this lower area. You have two red recovery hooks on the lower end, and you have another skid plate on the lower end. Again, comes with that Z71 package, making it a little bit more off-road ready. On the right and left side, you can see we have a new chrome piece of trim right here with your LED fog lights, a non-functional vent right under here, and a functional vent on the lower area. So I want to just touch on, well, the price, because that's going to be a very important factor for everyone looking at the new Traverse. This one, the Z71 model, starts at about $46,400. This one, as you see it in front of me, is $56,000. This obviously has a lot of options inside of it, which we will all touch on shortly. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and let's continue on with the wheels of the new Z71 Traverse. So the wheels are standard on the Z71 Traverse. These are 18-inch wheels. You can have 265 by 65 tires on here as well. And again, these are all-terrain tires. These are Goodyear Wranglers on here again, front and rear. And now just keep in note as well that the Z71 is going to have a 1-inch lift across the board compared to all of the other trim models. That is again exclusive just for the Z71 models. Pairing that with these beautiful all-terrain tires, slightly upgraded suspension on here, hill descent mode, and a few other cool modes inside of there. Let me know if that makes this thing worthy of an off-road name or title. And now while we are under here, we are just gonna quickly touch on the suspension. Obviously, it's a very important part of the Z71 package that this offers, that it actually has hydraulic rebound dampers on here. You're obviously gonna have increased approach angle. The 2024 Traverses are equipped with the twin clutch HWD, or heavyweight deflectometer, and that just optimizes your traction and responsiveness in all-terrain driving conditions. And that'll leave you with a pretty good off-roader. And I wanna know, do you guys think that the new Traverse has any kind of competition against something like the 4Runner, which obviously I have just gotten? So now we have another SUV in the market that is more focused towards off-roadability. Or do you think that this is more or less a competition for, say, the new Pathfinders or the new Honda Pilots? You guys let me know in the comments below what you think. Now, continuing on our review, we're going to slowly start making our way back towards the rear end of the Traverse. As you can see, again, everything is completely changed. On the lower end, though, you do have your black Traverse logo on here. You have black side mirror caps right on here with your little camera underneath there. Moving our way up, you do have black roof rails on there as well. And there's nothing else too special about the side, except for one thing which has gotten a lot of mixed reviews, and that's this piece of glass right here. So as you can see, Chevy has integrated the rearmost window into the actual front area. So instead of the piece of glass just being right here and then separated with another pillar right here, it actually flows all into one narrow area right here and then flows into the rest of the window. So let me know what you think of this design choice that Chevy did. I think they did an excellent job on the new Traverse rear end taillights. It looks like a shark tooth. I think it's got a little bit of a shark tooth resemblance, but you can see flows straight into the rear end right here. You have a black trim going across the center, connecting it to the other side and the other LED light. Obviously, your black Chevy bow tie right in the center. Traverse all-wheel drive logo on the bottom left and your Z71 on the bottom right. You do have quad tips outside of here, and right in the center right there would be where your tow hitch is going to be. You'll be able to tow about 5,000 pounds with this one, and it does come standard with the Z71 model, the tow hitch package, so just keep that in mind. And now with that being said, let's go ahead, let's open up the rear trunk, because obviously it's going to be a very important area to see with how much storage space we actually have in here. So when approaching the rear trunk, there's obviously 3 ways for you to open this up. You have the button on the inside, the driver's side door. You have a button under here, and then you have a button on the key fob, of course. So what we're going to do right here, just hit the button. It's right here. Give it 1 click, and it will obviously open up automatically for you. Taking a look now on the interior space on the rear end. Obviously, this is 3 rows. We have the captain chairs in there as well, which is a really nice touch. And as you can see, even with the 3rd row up, there's a good amount of space back here still. I think it's a little bit larger than the 4Runner, I think, with the 3rd row up. So go ahead and give this a click. It'll fold that down. And then with the folded down, all you have to do is just push forward, and that will come down for you. So very, very, very easy for you to go ahead and fold it down yourself. So a couple of things to note back here is you do have a privacy little rail area right here. So you can put on a privacy screen here if you wish, when this is obviously down. You do have 4 tie-down ports, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Tucked away in here is a small little charging. And now one other thing that the Traverse does feature is right inside of here. Go ahead and lift this up. And as you can see, it's actually a secondary storage area right here. And now if you want to actually access the spare tire, you have 4 little screws right here, plastic screws. So you just kind of unscrew this cap on here. And then underneath there will reveal your spare tire. So pretty cool how nice and hidden it is too. And again, it adds more storage space, especially with that 3rd row up. Let's go ahead though now, let's jump onto the full interior on the front end, because obviously that is one of the largest changes that the new Traverse has. Now, before we enter the Traverse, as you can see, key is a very standard Chevy key in today's day and age. You have a black Chevy bow tie on this side, and everything else on here is very standard. Obviously, it does have remote start, which is a pretty standard feature with the Chevys. And one thing to also note now is that obviously when you're getting in, it is not fully keyless, so something like this will not work, but you do have the button on here. So as long as you have the key in your pocket, you can go ahead and click this button. It will unlock the door, and it will also lock it. Let's go ahead though, let's jump onto the interior. So guys, we are now inside of the new Traverse, and like I just said, excellent, excellent job, Chevy. They have really been on top of their game for the interiors lately. Obviously, it's about time. They were very behind, to say the least. But starting off, when you're sitting down inside of here, you are greeted with this beautiful leather wrap steering wheel, black Chevy bow tie on here, and on the lower area, of course, your Z71 badge down there. And the technology inside of here is absolutely phenomenal. So, like I said, steering wheel, very standard controls on your steering wheel. This also does come with the Super Cruise option in it, as you can see right here with this button. So, very, very cool option right here. And now that Super Cruise is actually going to be a part of a full option for inside of here too, quickly, that I just want to touch on. It is a $3,700 option. So with that, you're going to get the Super Cruise, you're going to get the enhanced automatic parking assist. So basically this Traverse will park itself. You have driver attention assist, you have your Bose audio sound system in here too, and the automatic rearview mirror on here too. So, and obviously you can go ahead and flip between that. So now touching on these beautiful, beautiful screens on here, we have an 11-inch digital display on here, which is going to be your digital cluster. And on the right is the same 17.7-inch digital display on here, which is shared across the board on multiple Chevy vehicles. Same exact screen, extremely responsive. There's a other option on here, which is your vehicle status. So it allows you to see the entire maintenance life of your new Chevy Traverse. You do have heated and ventilated seats. Everything is controlled down here on the screen, or via your new climate control buttons down here, which is very nice. So thank you, Chevy, for again not integrating it into just the digital display up here, but actually having fully separated buttons, which are very, very easy to use. Obviously, you have dual climate controls on here as well, but all your basic functions for your air conditioning are going to be on here. Just below that is a full wireless phone charger paired with 2 charging ports right on here, 2 very standard cup holders, and this black piano black finish that runs all throughout the center area. And under here, it's just a separated storage area for other items. Moving back a little bit more, the armrest wrapped in leather with white stitching running throughout. Go ahead, push this in and open this up. We have a separated tray on top, and underneath, more storage. Obviously, this is a Traverse. It is meant to have storage, and well, there is plenty of that in here. Rearmost area is followed by 2 more cup holders. We have a beautiful black wrapped leather seating. This is obviously an added option as well with the full leather. You have the red and white stitching running throughout here to symbolize a Z71, which is a nice touch, and the Z71 logo is embroidered into the headrest. Now let's go ahead and take our focus to the front end of where the driver is going to be looking, because well, there are a few more little features over here that I want to touch on. Obviously, first of all, is going to be the gear control. It is a very new style gear control, especially for Chevy. As you can see, it's like a Mercedes, like I went over in the previous video if you guys had watched that one, which was the Blazer. But it is similar to a Mercedes where you just have to pull the toggle forward and down to go into drive, forward and up for reverse, pull it towards you for neutral, and you hit the button on the end here to go into park. Now, a couple of other really cool things that I want to note on the interior is this red and black carbon fiber design that runs throughout here. I think that it looks awesome. I know it's a Traverse, and it probably doesn't belong in here, but well, I like it. I like the way that it looks. I like the way that it's integrated into the dashboard and the side of the doors. It's not too much, it's not overpowering. It's not done in the center area, which I like. And towards the ends that it gets into, it actually fades into more just pure black, whereas it comes to the end, it gets to a brighter red. So really, really, really nice job on that one, Chevy. On the lower area over here too, as you can see, is your electronic parking brake, your mode selector in here. You actually have the option for all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. Just clicking this button will prompt a little logo right up there which says all-wheel drive. Go ahead and click it again, and it puts you into 2-wheel drive. So really cool little thing. And it does come with the auto start stop feature on here, just to help improve gas mileage. Now, in that mode button, I do want to touch on a few things over here. So when we are scrolling through the mode button, as you can see on here, it's where you're actually going to have the changes. So you have normal mode, sport mode, off-road mode, and then terrain mode. That is just included, obviously, in the Z71 package, and you're going to get that twin clutch all-wheel drive system, and what that's going to do is just help optimize your traction handling in off-road conditions, and pair that again with the unique the dampers and the hydraulic rebound control in the suspension here. That is also going to help with that. So that is the real purpose of the Z71, is literally just that button. So if you are planning on going off-roading, that is going to be obviously the mode that you're going to have to be in to really fully take advantage of the Z71 and its capabilities. And on top of that, the Z71 does have that 1-inch lift compared to the other standard trim models that come in the Traverse lineup. So let's go ahead though, let's jump into the rear seats now. Now, as we enter the rear end of the Traverse, as you can see, we have rear end captain's chairs. And the rearmost area, like I said, is going to be your 3rd row, which seems to have plenty of room, along with cup holders back there as well. Closing the door right now in the rear captain's chair, as you can see, we have separated armrests right on here, which is very nice. The lower area right here, the rear passengers have their own climate control vents that they can control via the buttons right here. You have mode buttons on here along with temperature controls too, and your fan speed controls are right here on the left side. Lower area underneath here is actually going to have a small storage cubby area along with 1 charging port right here, and 2 separated ones right here meant for newer phones. And you do have your panoramic sunroof, which will extend to the rear end passengers as well. So that's at least nice that they will be able to experience the panoramic roof being all the way back here. Otherwise, overall legroom, I'm pretty comfortable. I have a little bit of room right here. Headroom, there's plentiful. Up front, I was very comfortable. Sitting behind myself, I would be okay. And that wraps up the interior review of the Chevy Traverse. Let's go ahead though, let's hop back outside and let's wrap up this video, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. All right, guys, though, and that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am so happy to finally get my hands on one of these. I have been looking forward to seeing one in person, honestly, for a while. And I was honestly considering one of these. However, the time that my other lease was up and, well, the time that these were actually coming out to the market didn't make it feasible for me to actually really look at them before. And, well, obviously I went with the 4Runner. But let me know in the comments below if you guys think that you would get this one, or if you're going to pass on this one. Remember, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post next. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the next video. Take care.